Seeing Jet Set Radio on the schedule fills me with that ookie ookie waku waku feeling. Very excited to see one of my favorite Dreamcast titles get run with style. Thank you so much for that donation, and with that, we are ready for Helix's run of Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure.
Alright, what's up GDQ? I'm Helix. You might know me from Super Monkey Ball. This is not that in the slightest. This is Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure. I like to say that this is what you get when you take Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, slap a Disney skin on it, and then give it some early 2000s alt rock. And despite all that, it is actually a surprisingly good speed game. And here to help me demonstrate that fact is... Alright, and with that, might as well just get into it, right? Shoutouts to Ryan, my favorite Disney character. They had a little contest to have kids in this game.
Yeah, very early 2000s kind of vibe going on throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, I appreciate it quite a bit. Do you want to give me a countdown, Esther?
Absolutely. You are on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. Our first level here is Hollywood. The very first thing I'm going to be doing is turning around and talking to this Nokia salesman because you all donated for some Nokia ringtones. That's a sentence I can't believe I just said. There are some NPCs around the town who are very excited about their Nokia ringtones, and I hope you all are as excited as they are. But as much as I would love to sit here and jam out these ringtones with you, we do have to start talking about this run because there is a lot that happens very quickly.
Yes. So we are running any percent, and without a structured campaign, the any percent run is just defined as unlocking all 7 of the hidden characters. So there are 3 different Disney settings in this game, which are Toy Story, Lion King, and Tarzan. And a new stage is unlocked for every 4th mission completed in that setting. Missions that get us those unlockable characters are in the 2nd and 3rd stages of each setting. So the route just involves finishing enough missions to unlock all the stages, and then unlocking all the characters with their specific missions. But we're not just in the hub world of Hollywood here to get some ringtones. We also need to unlock one specific skater before we continue going on.
Yep, and that will happen pretty shortly. Here we are. I hate how that starts me facing backwards. I always forget. We are coming up on the end of this mission, and the end of this mission is quite special, and it's probably the best part of it. Everyone gets together in the center of town and has a little dance party with their stock Nokia ringtones. I'm not kidding. This is a cutscene in this game, and I'm probably going to be relatively quiet during most of it, just because I think it's something we all need to enjoy together. I robbed you of the pure, simple Nokia ringtones by themselves, but this is something very special. Also, fun fact, sometimes the Nokia salesman will face entirely the wrong way in that cutscene, but here it is. Look at the camera work. And we got a hat out of that.
Truly a sight to behold.
So, yeah. Those were your ringtones.
Yes.
I don't really know what else to
Thanks
say.
to all of you who donated
you all
for
for
this
donating.
and made sure that Nokia's product placement in their 2003 GameCube game is still paying dividends to this day.
Oh. Yep. And now we're going to unlock that skater that Esoterics was talking about. I just have to beat Tough Kid's high score, and we are already done with that. And as soon as it lets me, I will be exiting out of Hollywood. There's nothing else we need to do here. We will move on to the Toy Story portion of this run. And I'm going to start off by completing, your average. I went the wrong way in the menu. That's okay, though. I'll start off by completing your average collect skate goal, but something different happens at the end. I'll let Esoterics explain.
Yes, so upon collecting the last letter of skate, the letter E, going into the menu and restarting the mission will put Helix back on top of Andy's bed, which is where we need to be in order to get to the next mission. And then it still thinks that we completed the mission, which is very nice.
Yep. And now I'm going to be doing the first instance of menu storage. Yeah, there's menu storage in this game.
Yeah, so you'll notice that after some of the missions complete, they'll freeze the camera in place on whoever gave you the mission, and they'll tell you about all the cool things that you unlocked. But given that this is a speedrun, we'd rather be doing anything else. So bringing up the pause menu when we're not supposed to be able to by pressing the pause button precisely when the mission ends lets us use the continue button on the pause menu to resume the game faster than one would normally be able to. Which stacks up a lot of time.
Yeah, it just helps us skip. It really does. It helps us skip all that text and stuff. It is frame perfect though. I do have to press pause on the exact same frame that I complete the mission. Luckily, due to the way that the opening and closing the pause menu works in this game, that is not terribly difficult. It's still not easy, but...
Well, it's at least simple in concept. You pause and repause the game until you get the frame that you want, but it's not exactly easy.
What I'm saying is it could be a lot worse.
True.
So this arcade mission, it seems really slow, and it is, but I have to do it because it does unlock Jesse. And yeah, any percent is unlock all characters. For some reason.
Yes, but fortunately,
but another thing,
we can start another mission while we're doing this mission. So talking to Ham while turning all the arcade machines on will allow starting the high score mission that he gives you. And we'll be able to complete that high score mission as we're turning on the last of the arcade machines.
I was also able to warp back to it after finishing up that section of the arcade machines. Just pretty helpful. Saves a couple seconds.
Yes, there are a few different instances where it's useful to be able to just restart missions immediately and bring yourself back to that position.
I got unlucky with that stat point there. It can either be, it sort of bobs up and down in the air, and it was on its way down, so I ran into it, and as with everything else, the game stopped me in my tracks and told me that I collected it, so it wasted like a second or so. The stat point just really wanted to be a part of GDQ. That's what it was.
And can you blame them, really?
No, I can't. Alright, another special collectible here, which means another opportunity for menu storage. Wow, I got that really quickly.
Nicely done.
That was ridiculously good. That's like the fastest I've ever hit menu storage on anything.
Alright. And then we've got the highest score challenge in the whole game, 70,000 points. So this is as good a time as any to explain what Helix is doing in order to rack up these ridiculously high scores. And it's really just that this game will allow you to keep your combo going and keep your score multiplier going as long as you buffer jumps off the ground, so you don't stay rolling on the ground at all. So therefore, the best way to rack up score is to do the most superb display of skateboarding skill, which is just to flip trick in circles.
Pretty much. As you can see, it worked out pretty well though. So we're coming up now on Zerg Skip, which is basically the only like sort of clip that we do in the run, and I first tried it. Oh, thank goodness.
There you go.
I was so worried about that one. If you don't first try that, it seems easier on the first try, for whatever reason. I'm not the only person who thinks this. But if you don't first try it, it's so much harder to get. I wish I knew why. I wish I knew why it worked when I hit it and why it doesn't win it when I don't hit it. But I don't know. I'm just very happy that I got it first try.
But despite the fact that it's very difficult, it is still very worth it, because the alternative is to do a whole nother mission, travel all the way around this long winding path that brings you back to that same room, and so that is a huge amount of time save.
Yep. That was a death warp, by the way. I will be doing one more. That is not me making a mistake. Yeah, so we're fighting Zerg right now, actually, and the way you fight Zerg is by dodging, like, tennis balls that he shoots at you, and skating in loops, and collecting force field batteries. I can actually hit menu storage on this last battery here to skip a little cutscene that will play of Zerg's demise. Hopefully I hit it does save a decent amount of time. Oh, missed that one. Shout out to GameCube controller noises.
Yeah. So this is a really difficult trick to consistently hit, but hitting that one would have just resulted in going into the pause menu, resetting that mission, but similarly to before, the game still believes that it's complete, so you just skip the cutscene and it plays the animation for completing it.
Yep, and wave goodbye to Buzz Lightyear because we are done with Toy Story, and moving on to The Lion King. Timon and Pumbaa are one character, which is actually really entertaining. They're one of my favorite characters in this game. They actually have a lot of charm and personality packed into their character design. This game is actually good.
It's built directly on top of the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 engine, and they just took these Disney characters and they gave them a whole bunch of animations and unique names for all their tricks, and they're just full of charm, even if they don't really hold up to modern animation standards.
Yeah, they really are. I tried to hit menu storage on that Wildebeest cutscene, but that one doesn't have a good queue, so that's probably the hardest one to do it on. Ooh, I'm dropping my combo. Please stop doing that. Thank you. Yeah, that wasn't quite enough. Get to a spot I'm more comfortable. There we go. Okay. Also, I want to point out that I got world record in this game last night.
Yes, the GDQ practice room buff apparently still applies to Helix's room while they're waiting for the whole thing to start, so.
True. Menu storage again. Oh, that's a really important one. If I landed that one, it would have allowed me to skip this next cutscene that's about to come up right now.
Yeah.
But I'm not too upset about it. You already saw twice what menu storage looks like.
So now all we need to do is we need to defeat Scar's extreme score. But the problem is Scar is a chump who doesn't know how to kickflip in circles, so we're gonna beat it pretty quick.
Yeah, you hear that, Scar? Need to get a multiplier of 8 here, and we will be done with the first section of this Lion King portion.
Yes.
You may notice we did more than 4 goals here, so I only have to do 3 in Elephant Graveyard.
Which is nice, because
First thing I'm gonna do...
Elephant Graveyard is a massive stage, so not having to go out of your way to get all sorts of stuff is very useful.
Blind jump here to try to land on that special, and I actually nailed it first try, which is really good.
Really nicely done.
That's like the second hardest trick in the game after Zerg Skip. At least I think so. And we use that skate mission that we started. We just warp back up to it to get, back on top and start collecting skate. This will take me about to where I need to be. Also, the lighting in this level, I wish it was better. But anyway, there's time for probably a couple donations.
Looks like I made this too good. You can collect letters. But remember, you will never be the skate champion.
Absolutely, we have a ton coming in for this game. We have $50 from Helix. Glad to see my Monkey Ball Sensei run back at GDQ. Seems like no matter what game you play, whether it's Monkey Ball, PM, or Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure, you like to roll around and go fast. Congrats on world record last night. Thanks for always being a homie, and good luck with the run. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We
menu storage there, just to... I'll let you speak in just a second. I really did want to touch on that menu storage there, though. It just lets us change levels a little bit early. Doesn't save quite as much time as the rest of them, but it is still important. And now we're going to grind some water, and while I do that, I will let you begin speaking again.
I'm so sorry about that. We have a $50 donation from Bahamut X. Good luck, Helix. We have a $20 donation from Schmumbler3. So, we know Buzz can skate, but who would stand a better chance against Epic Sparrow? Buzz or Long Fingers Baby? Much love to my favorite monkey streamer.
Oh, man.
Freeze-framed blinking Buzz Lightyear is a very powerful entity. I don't want that to be discounted.
That's very true. Alright, and we are now on to the Tarzan portion of this run. There are lots of quick goals here. We are going to be completing 6 of them. Run's actually almost over already. It's surprisingly short.
Only one more setting
like
to
I
go.
said, I think it's a surprisingly good speed game.
So on Treehouse, the level is very vertically designed, but fortunately there's a couple of warps that let you warp from the ground floor up to higher parts in the tree, which means that routing your way through it is pretty nifty, and a lot of missions can be knocked out in quick succession.
Yeah, it's really nice. Falling down when you don't want to kinda sucks, but that doesn't happen too terribly often. But we got a couple high score missions to take care of here. I just completed one of them. While I'm doing that, I'm going to shout out the community for this game. They've been really helpful over the past few weeks. We've been discovering lots of new stuff that's going to help me destroy this estimate. But yeah, if you want to learn this game, I actually am going to upload a tutorial, like a beginner's guide to learning this game, like right after this run. We also have a Discord server that you can join. Yes, we have a Discord server for this game. Speedrun.com/DESA and our Discord should be linked on that page. Yeah, join it. I'm in it. A bunch of other helpful people are in it.
Yeah, it's a good time.
This game is not too hard to pick up. You don't have to do all the crazy menu storage stuff. Which, speaking of, this is one of the coolest ones. I'm gonna let Esoterics explain it.
Yeah, so if you've hit the menu storage, then on this particular instance of it, Helix is going to go ahead and menu all the way over to the stage select for the next stage, which is Human Camp. And that way they can just select the next stage immediately after completing the next mission, which is grinding off the bow spear pole, and get a head start on that stage select.
Yep. And there are just 3 missions left in the game now. I score 1 and 2 more. The mission coming up next is one of my favorite cutscenes in the entire game. It's one of my favorite missions in the entire game because it's just so ridiculous.
I mean, you can look at the stage, and clearly we've got some late afternoon sunbeams peeking through the clouds over here. It's very clearly time for Clayton to be waking up.
The noise! Make it stop!
Yep, so we grind the xylophone of doom, and he is not too happy about that. We're going to jump over to Clayton's ship. Time will be coming up at the end of this last mission. It is probably the most movement-intensive mission in the game, though, and we do have to spend a little bit of time getting over there as well. So I will be abusing the fact that grinding helps me go a little bit faster. Then I'll be trying a somewhat difficult route. It is the fastest route, but it is quite difficult to nail the ending. You'll see what I mean. This mission has us collecting a lot of keys to free these gorillas, so it's a collectathon.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
Time will be coming up when I touch the last one. A little bit after, technically, but...
Gorillas gotta run free. Gorillas gotta run
And
free.
time.
That's the way to do it.
That run was, like, really good. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yeah, not to mention that there were like 2-ish full minutes spent grabbing ringtones and watching silly dances, and
Yeah.
that still was like a really solid run.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Some shoutouts. I'm gonna try to go quick because I know that we gotta move on to the next run. But yeah, I already shouted out the Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure community, but one of my other speed games is Super Monkey Ball, and I wouldn't be here without that community either. So big shoutouts to them. I hope you catch Petrazink's run of Super Monkey Ball 2 on Friday. That is, if you are in the US, Friday in those time zones at the very least. GDQ staff and volunteers, of course, I really appreciate all that you do because I help run marathons myself. Shout out to Midwest Speed Fest. And these things are not easy, especially on this scale. And finally, my friend Matt. So I found this game at his place when I was over a little over a year and a half ago, and I was like, you know, it'd be funny if we played this. And we were playing it, and I was like, you know, it'd be funny if I were to speedrun this. And now I've taken this joke probably as far as it can possibly go.
There is no further.
So Matt, if you're watching, thank you. This is partially your fault. And of course, thank you to all of my other friends who are watching. The outpouring of support means much more to me than I could ever explain. I really appreciate all of you. Yeah, that's all I got to say. I believe Big Law is up next with Tony Hawk's Underground. I'm personally excited for that run myself, so I'll be sticking around to catch it, and I hope you will too, and keep donating if you can. Oh, wait, I almost forgot to shout out myself. There it is, and it was reading something. Helix13_ at both Twitch and Twitter if you enjoyed and want to check out my content. Would appreciate it. Helix13_, don't forget the underscore. Helix13 is probably someone else, but keep it here. That's all I got. See ya.
An amazing run, Helix. Thank you so much. We've got a lot of donations in for Helix. We have a $20 donation from Eye of Newt. Let's go, Helix. Lots of love from the Speedfest crew. You have a lot of people cheering you on. Helix 11 love. We have a $25 donation from Devil May Cats. Helix, the Project M community, and I are so proud of you. Keep on grinding. Heart emoji. Thank you so much for the donations. We have a $15 donation from Malfever. Hey Helix, Malfever here. So glad to see you back at GDQ. Looking forward to seeing some speedy gameplay benefiting of a Project M Sonic. The PM and Midwest Smash communities are cheering you on. Thank you so much. We have a $50 donation from 2D Con Crew. So proud of everything you're doing. Love all of your 2D Con family. Thank you. We have a $13 donation from Focus Site. Hey, Helix, your favorite frame-perfect math major here. Wanted to wish this amazing runner all the best today. They've done nothing but grow as a streamer, and I've wholeheartedly been happy to call them a good friend. Non-Euclidean skateboarding, anyone? We have a $20 donation from Mr. Shasta. Alien slime, drink it all the time. Good luck, Helix, hoping for first try Zerg skip. And we are now going to go ahead and go to an ad from Twitch. Welcome back to SGDQ 2020. We have some more donations to go through because you all are so generous. Thank you all so much. We have a $15 donation from Fango. Virtual's Trackmania run at ESA was great. You should all definitely donate to meet the incentive for more virtual. And that's a good point. We do still have incentives open for that as well, as there's still time to get some in for the skateboard color and name of the skater's name for the Tony Hawk's Underground run. We have a $50 donation from Mark Villani. Love what you all do. Thank you. Thank you. We have a $25 donation from Gloomy Days. Watching all these great runs really brightens my day. Keep up the great work and stay healthy, everyone. Thank you so much for that donation. We have a $25 donation from Deadmac, first-time donator, long-time watcher. Looking forward to some great runs. Good luck to all runners, and thank you to the whole GDQ team for this great event. We have a $30 donation from Umrog T. Byrne. Love me some GDQ. My thanks to the runners and behind-the-scenes people doing such amazing jobs. And we have a $20 donation from Arunian. Let's make sure we see that Mario 8 Deluxe. And with that, we have an interview for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with Keizaron, Amber, Jacob, and Pianist 15.
How's it going, SGDQ 2020 online? It's your boy Keizaron. I'm back. You're going to see me a ton. I'm so sorry. I'm joined by the Mario Kart 8 runners. We have Amber, we have Jacob, and we have Pianist 15. How are you three doing today?
Really good.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Awesome. So I know we were talking about this before the interview, but there's actually a little bit more going on for the run than what's actually listed. So Amber, you kind of want to go into that?
Yeah, so the run description just says 48 tracks relay, but we also have a couple more modifiers that aren't listed there. So we're going to be running on 200cc speed, which is the fastest speed in the game. And then we're also going to be running without items. That's an option in the versus race menu. So we're going to be doing this relay race of all of the tracks without any items for reduced, almost no RNG, and it's going to let us go as fast as possible.
So what you're telling me is the blue shell on our screen is the only item we're going to see.
Yes.
Well, at least we saw an item at some point in time. So Aeon Frodo's actually ran this game a couple of times in the past. So what can we expect that's different overall?
So there are a couple of big differences. Obviously, no items. Aeon has ran with items both times she ran before at AGDQ 16 and SGDQ 18. This run is going to be without items, and this is more of a reflection of what the community is up to right now. 2 years ago and 4 years ago, there was a pretty even split between runners who used items and runners who don't use items. But now at the top level, with all of the time trial strategies that have been added into the game, into real-time runs, we're really trying to push the game as much as possible, and items slow us down too much. So almost everybody runs without items now.
And I hear that the runs are a lot more complex now because there's a lot harder tricks that are implemented. Is that correct?
Yeah, Jacob, do you want to talk about time trial strats?
Yeah, absolutely. So the time trial scene for this game is absolutely insane right now. There's a ton of people who have been pushing this game to its limits since it came out in 2017. There's a few people in particular who have really brought those things to the speedrunning scene. I want to shout out people like Doodle, Panda, Stir. Those are all people who have come from time trials to speedrunning, done an absolutely incredible speedrun that blows everyone else's time out of the water, and forces the rest of us to implement those strats. So it's really helped us to all become better at the game and push it to a place where we can run without items, still make it interesting because of all the crazy tricks that we're going to be doing.
That's kind of awesome to hear that like different aspects of potentially different communities, speedrunning and non-speedrunning, can kind of come together and just make the speedrun as a whole faster and better. Like, that's always a cool thing to hear. But speaking of that community, is there any resources or any people in particular that you all want to shout out?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a ton of different ways to get into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Obviously, speedrunning. We have a huge Discord server with a ton of people who are willing to help you. You can go to our speedrun.com page for that. I think it is speedrun.com/mk8dx. Correct me if I'm wrong, Amber.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Awesome. If you're interested in time trialing this game at a world-class level, you're going to want to go to mkleaderboards.com. They also have a Discord server with people who are willing to help you. If you are interested in playing this game online competitively, which is a super fun time, I'm very involved in that, you're going to want to go to mariokartcentral.com.
A whole lot of different communities. This is just the speedrunning community, which is starting to get incorporated with the time trial group. But there's a whole lot of different ways to play.
Speaking of different ways to play, I'd be remiss not to ask this because we've seen this pop up on Twitter already. Favorite tracks to play on, you three?
Amber, you want to go first?
Sure. My favorite track in the game is Wildwoods. It's one of the bonus tracks, which is my category. And it is a really cool track where you're driving inside a tree and then around this Shy Guy community, and the whole level makes sense. It like fits in a world, and I really love that. And also the music in that track is in 5/4 time, which I think is really cool.
I actually never even noticed that. That's crazy.
Jacob, what's your favorite track?
My favorite track is Tick Tock Clock. That is from the Retro Tracks, which is what I'm running tonight. I love that track because there's a ton of different shortcuts that you can do that aren't really obvious to a casual player. So it's really good to play and be able to impress people with. It's also just really fun to drive, and I love the theming of it too.
Yeah. I think I'd probably say that my favorite course is Cloud Top Cruise. There's a bunch of nitro courses that I like a ton, but Cloud Top Cruise is a very skill-based track with a bunch of tech and cycles and a whole host of things making it fun to play. So
It's got a little bit of everything.
I have one more question for you all, and then I have a little statement to make afterwards. But how about favorite vehicle, like outside of speedrunning? Because I know that, like, at least with the older Mario Karts that I've played, there's always like combinations that make more sense compared to others. But is there any like casual combination of like character and or kart that you just have a ton of fun with when you just want to mess around?
Personally, I would say Dry Bowser with monster wheels is very epic looking. It's a bunch of fun to just bump people around. But of course, it's not the best for going fast, which is sad.
My personal favorite combination is Toad or Toadette on the Silver Arrow, which is a Mercedes-Benz kart on the Hot Monster tires. If you know, you know.
Monster strikes again.
Honestly, the cart that we use in runs, Biddy Buggy, is my favorite cart. I love Biddy Buggy so much.
Yeah, all
that's
Amber's
easy- that's
Twitch
easy for
emotes
you,
are
then.
Biddy Buggies.
I love Biddy Buggy so much.
Yeah, it's a very fun cart. Lots of charm.
Well, thanks you three for taking the time out of your day to talk with me, of all people. I'm so sorry. But
Thanks for having us,
before
yeah.
I throw over to our host, Nichole, I have one last thing to say. Happy birthday, Amber.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
I turned 23 today.
All right. See
And my
you
runs
guys next
tonight.
time.
See it.